what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Casually Fit Podcast. My name is Rob, and thank you for stopping by today. All right, want to talk about a few things. I want to highlight a couple people for you today. Just give you some quick tips, get you motivated. You know, it's Wednesday. I mean, it's crazy. It's the 27th of January. Like, January is almost over. I just feel like it moves so quick. All of a sudden, you know, it's going to be summertime, and then we're going to be in 2022. So it's wild, right? So everything goes quick, and I hope everybody today is having a good day. And maybe some of you are New Year's resolutioners, and I'm hoping that if that is you, I'm hoping that you push away from I can't talk. You push away from the statistic, and you achieve what you're trying to do. And hopefully, maybe this podcast or this channel will help you out. But either way, I wanted to start off with shouting out somebody who is on the grind, somebody who could have possibly have been a New Year's resolutioner, and decided to change things up and decided, hey, you know, I got to lose some weight. I got to get in shape. I got to change up what's going on. And this person is, if you go to, I'm also recording this, right? So I got a new screen recorder. So if you've been watching the video podcast, you'll see that the screen recording has not worked. Hopefully it works this time, but we'll see. But if you go to at Sleeved Believe the Hype, Sleeved Believe the Hype on Instagram, this person's name is Kedrick, and he has lost 220 pounds. So that's a lot of weight, right? That is a lot of weight. Some of you might be like, how is this guy losing 220 pounds? Well, it seems like currently right now, seems like he's exercising, but also I believe I looked through his Instagram earlier, and I believe he did a surgery. So that's what accounts for him losing a bunch of weight. And you can see it right here. If you're watching the video podcast, you can see that he's a big fella, and you know, now he's not so much. He's slimmed down quite a bit. And this guy, I listened to and read a few of his posts. This guy's a character for sure. He's an interesting follow. He's got interesting point of views, and he just kind of gives it to you straight. He's like, you know, he's I mean, a regular guy who just, you know, he speaks his mind. He has his own point of views, and so if you want to go check him out, I would suggest check him out to get just a little bit of a different point of view when it comes to this whole weight loss journey. All right, again, here's another picture of him. You know, this is in 2018. He's a big fella back in 2018, and he even has right here. And then look at this, 2020, 2 years later. So he went from this guy right here, if you're watching, to this guy right here in 2 years. So I mean, surgeries will, you know, they're going to help you out for sure. And obviously, you got to make sure after you get the surgery, you're eating healthy and you're exercising. And it seems like this is what this guy's doing. And yeah, I hope you go to his page and you take some inspiration from him, right? He posts a lot of, he calls himself, he says under his Instagram bio, you know, inspiring content creator, motivating others by sharing my weight loss journey and lifestyle. So that's what it is. That's what he's doing, right? He lives in Atlanta. It looks like he might have a podcast as well. So go check that out as well, and get some motivation, get some inspiration from this man. He's definitely somebody to take a look at, and you know, you could probably message him and see, you know, what's going on inside his brain, and see how he's handling this weight loss journey. Because again, it's still a journey, right? He it looked like he had 220 more pounds on him just, you know, 3 years ago. So again, when it comes to the surgeries or losing a whole bunch of weight in a short amount of time, you kind of have to anticipate that there's going to be some sort of bounce back, something like that. So that's where you can talk to this man, because it seems like he's handling the bounce back fine. It doesn't seem like he's gaining really any weight from it. So definitely go and hit him up, see what's going on, and get that inspiration from him. So that is the Fit Fighter of the Week, and in max 2 weeks, I'm going to change that name. Right, I'm actually, once I move and get out of this place and get into the new place, I have more time to focus on this. I'm going to change the name, right? Because I just don't, Fit Fighter, it just doesn't resonate with me too well. But that is the Fit Fighter of the Week. That is somebody that you should go check out. Now, and this week is going to be relatively quick. So moving on to the nutritional tip of the week, all right? This is where I want to just, give you a little quick tip, a little something to, maybe it's something you've heard before, maybe it's something you haven't heard, but I hope it kind of helps people out on, as far as if you're struggling to lose weight, you're struggling to eat healthy, you know, I want to, in the future, not today so much, in the future, I want these tips to be very poignant. I want you to get a lot of great information from these tips, and I'm going to spend time on formulating these in the future. Right now, since I'm moving, all right, these are quick tips, okay? So bear with me, please, but nonetheless, I think they're pretty good tips. And one tip, or one challenge, I should say, is I think you need to try to, wherever you live, if you live in a small town, you live in a big city, like 80% of the restaurants around you, maybe even 90%, maybe even 95%, depending on where you live. I grew up in a small town, of only like 15,000 people, and I would say probably 99% of the restaurants there are unhealthy restaurants, right? They might have a couple things on the menu that are healthy, but how healthy are they? And I think that's the same for most people. I would say like 80%, unhealthy food that's in most towns and in most cities. I live in San Diego right now, and there's a lot of healthy food here, but there's still McDonald's all over the place. There's probably, there's probably a few dozen McDonald's around. And then you have the carbon copies of that. You got the Burger Kings, you got a whole bunch of those. You got Taco Bell, right? So you got a lot of garbage fast food places, but there's also a lot of healthy places, but the split is still not like you don't really, there's not really too many cities or any cities that is flipped the other way, where it's like, oh, everywhere you turn, it's healthy food, as far as fast food or quick restaurants that you can go to grab food. That's not really the case, and it's kind of weird, but it's just how America's set up and how we're set up right now. Hopefully it changes in the future. But my challenge to you and my tip is to pretend that you only have the healthy restaurants. Now, I don't think it's good to ignore things in the long term. Like, you shouldn't really ignore stuff. Like, for you to fully be able to not go to a McDonald's, I think instead of pretending it's not there, you should actually know it's there, know what time it opens, know the whole menu, but just choose not to go on a consistent basis. I think that in the long run, that's where you should be at. But in the beginning, as long as you have that in your mind, I would say that for the beginning, maybe it is good to turn into a little bit of ignorance, right? Because when you're trying to lose weight, or when you're trying to eat a healthy route, every time you come to that crossroad of like, all right, I got to eat, I'm hungry, I want to get some food right now. And if you've been eating unhealthy food for a long time, you've been going to these restaurants in your town or your city for a while, maybe you're a regular at some of these places. When you come to this decision, oh, I got to go eat, got to go grab some food, then all of a sudden the places that you usually go to percolate in your brain. And you're like, oh, I can go here. I can go to Popeye's Chicken, which is great. All right. I love Popeyes. So, I mean, if you just get the chicken and you tear away I mean, if you're trying to eat healthy at Popeyes, I mean, that's not really what Popeyes is for. But let's say that that's one of the places that you go to, right? Also, the spicy chicken sandwich at Popeyes kills the Chick-fil-A sandwich by far. But if you do choose these, typically, then it's very difficult, right? Because if you have these restaurants in your brain when you're trying to lose weight, and you're trying to choose the right decisions or choose the right restaurants, becomes very difficult. And again, most people don't succeed at this. The vast majority of people don't succeed at losing weight, and they don't succeed at choosing the right place to go to eat when it comes to these crossroads. And so I think one of the things that you should do in the short term is just pretend that those restaurants aren't there, right? It's very hard to do that, but we can convince ourselves of anything. Human beings, there's one thing that human beings can for sure do, and that is they can convince themselves of anything. It doesn't matter. I won't get into specifics right now, all right, of what is currently going on in the world or in the U.S. for that matter, but we can convince ourselves of anything. So you can for sure convince yourself that there is no fast food restaurants or no unhealthy restaurants in your town or city. And you can then, what that forces you to do is when you completely cut off those options completely, right? And the better way to do this is to just say to yourself, hey, I'm not going to eat this unhealthy food. I'm not going to go to these restaurants. That's the ideal way of doing it. But if that doesn't work, or if you start with that and then that breaks down and it just doesn't work, you fall into going to these restaurants, then maybe try what I'm suggesting right now, which is just try to ignore them, almost live in this kind of fantasy world. But what that's going to do for you is it's going to put your focus on, okay, where are all the healthy foods? And then you just start looking for all the healthy places to eat. You start looking, and if you live in a place like I said, this old town I used to grow up in, I mean, to find healthy food in that town, it's like you have to basically go to an unhealthy restaurant, a generally unhealthy restaurant, and then pick something off the menu, and then probably change the food that they change how they would normally prepare it for you to get some sort of healthy food. Obviously, unless you're getting like a steak and vegetables or something, that's pretty simple. But yeah, so if that's the case, I'm just saying that just try to push yourself away from all this unhealthy food. And I think a good way to do it is just to be kind of ignorant with the whole situation and push that unhealthy food away. And that's, I mean, if you don't know, like right now in your mind, if you're like, okay, I'm trying to eat healthy in my town, trying to get some food right now, and if 80% of the restaurants that are populating in your mind are unhealthy, then that's 80% of your mind that is occupied by unhealthy thoughts of restaurants and food. Now, so if you cut that out and you just focus on that 20%, and then you start finding more restaurants, and you start finding more items hidden on unhealthy restaurants' menus, then you're just focusing on that. Then it's 100% of your focus and your mind is only choosing between healthy options, and you're not even considering the unhealthy options. And that's what I'm just trying to say is a quick tip is, just push away whatever you can do. If you got to convince yourself of this for a little bit, I mean, I think it's completely doable. You just convince yourself for a little bit, hey, there's no unhealthy food out there in my town. I live in the healthiest town in the world, and there's only this restaurant, and this restaurant that I have in this town. These are the only restaurants that I'm going to go to. They're the only ones that accept me. Whatever you got to say to yourself to kind of trick yourself and convince yourself that this is the case, do it until you realize, because at some point what's going to happen is it's just going to be very difficult, first off, to just go through this, right? Even if you convince yourself of this and you choose the unhealthy food, you're still more than likely, it's going to be a struggle to go there and actually get the food, and it's going to be a struggle to eat it because it's different food. Some of it's not as tasty. It's just, it's hitting you a different way, right? And so that's going to be a huge struggle right there. And when you're doing this, I got this, there's like noises in my place right now. There's like water running, and it's distracting me a lot. Right. And it made me, and then I keep looking at the screen and I see Kedrick's face looking at me like that. So I got distracted. I'm easily distracted, right? So I apologize. So what I was saying is I'm moving on from this tip, basically, is what I was saying. What I'm saying is just push this food away, all right? And try to find the unhealthy food in your place or in your town and only focus on that food and just keep. Oh, what I was saying is it's going to be difficult when you first get into this whole habit, right? But at some point, after you push through the difficulty, if you push through it, at some point, it's all going to click. It's going to be like, oh, okay. And this doesn't happen overnight. So don't look for a click. But to keep it simple, it's going to click in. And all of a sudden, you're going to be like, yeah, you're going to look at the food that you're going to eat, the healthy food, and you're going to be like, yeah, this food is, it might not taste the best, or maybe it does taste good, right, to you, whatever it is, but you're going to know that that food is actually going to fuel your body and it's going to fuel your brain, and you're going to feel better when you eat it. And that's the big thing about healthy food. And it's one thing to know that healthy food makes you feel better, because it literally does make you feel better when you eat, after you eat it, because you're getting all the nutrition. That's the thing. That's how it makes you feel better, because you're actually getting nutrition from it. It's one thing to know it, but it's another thing to experience it and just have that be a fact of your life. And it's very hard to see that. You might know it when you've been eating unhealthy food. You might know that the unhealthy food's not good, and you know that healthy food is good. But until you've practiced it and have continuously eaten healthy meal after healthy meal over days and weeks and months, that's just a completely other thing. But once you get to that point, you're going to look at that fast food, you're going to look at all that unhealthy food, and you're going to be like, that's not going to make me feel better when I get done eating it. And you'll probably a few times not know this, and you'll be like, I'm just going to go pig out at a place. I'm just going to order everything off the menu. I'm going to eat as much as I can. Or I'm going to get 2 spicy chicken sandwiches at Popeyes. And I'm actually going to go buy a Chick-fil-A sandwich and throw it away in the trash where it belongs. No, I still go get that sandwich. But let's say that you're going to do that, and you might have to experience that negative effect, that slowing down of your system after you switch from eating a bunch of healthy food to switching to unhealthy food. And that's what's just going to happen. I'm talking too much about this, but that is the nutritional tip of the week. Fitness tip of the week. This is going to be quick. Fitness tip of the week. Find a gym. All right. I know that with the Rona and everything that's going on right now, it's very weird. Here in California, we can only work out outside. Across the country, I believe people can work out inside. But from what I'm seeing, not too many people are out in the gym. Now, maybe that's because of whatever reasons, I don't even want to get into it. All right. But I suggest, if you're young, you're healthy, or you want to be healthy, but you're a younger person, and you've just been sitting inside for the last year, or you've been sitting inside for most of the time, and maybe you're just waiting until you get the vaccine or whatever it is, I suggest I can't even suggest it, right? If you feel comfortable going into a gym, right? If you feel like if you get the Rona and you feel that you're not going to be impacted by it too much, I would say get into the gym, right? Or, just get a workout. Get a workout program. Do something, but do not keep on waiting, right? If you've been staying inside for the last year and not exercising and just kind of stressing out and, dealing with everything that's going on, and you're just kind of waiting until everything opens back up again, the fitness tip of the week is either start a home workout program or get into a gym. Pretty simple tip, right? I would actually assume most people watching this are have already decided to do that. But with a lot of things, some people look into the thing that they want to do but haven't done. That happens for most people. That happens with me, and that might be happening for you. So if you're watching this and you're one of those people who is thinking about exercising, thinking about starting a program, my tip is to just do it, okay? Just start doing it. And again, if you feel safer at home, just do it at home, okay? I actually suggest if you are somebody who's trying to lose weight and you haven't been into the gym at all, or it's been a very long time, I think you should only be doing body weight exercises for at least a month, all right? Just for you to get used to your body and just to just so you get full body awareness and that you can slowly build up your strength through body weight exercises. I have a program on my website if you want to check it out, but that's my tip is don't push it off any longer, okay? Don't say to yourself, well, once everything opens up, I'll get a gym membership, then I'll start losing weight. Don't do that. You're wasting time right now, okay? If you're doing that and let's say that in July, that's when it is. You have now until July of eating unhealthy, of not exercising, continuing to live a sedentary lifestyle, and that is going to make your situation worse. Okay? So just slowly, you can say to yourself, well, once July hits, once everything opens back up, if that's when that's going to happen, once July hits, I'm really going to ramp it up. That's fine. But until then, do a little bit, right? Do something, okay? Just start doing something right now. And that's my fitness tip of the week. Now, moving on to, is this still recording? We'll see if this recording works. Moving on to the Fit Freak of the Week. Now, I am biased against, I don't train CrossFit necessarily. I mean, I work out in a very quick manner as far as I don't work out the bodybuilder or the power lifter kind of routine where it's comprised of very heavy weight, low reps, and long rest times. I don't really do that. I do light to moderately high weight, high repetitions with very low rest time. And but I'm not a CrossFitter, right? I don't do my lower back is not in any shape, or it can't handle doing really anything crazy, especially things like CrossFit. But and I don't even really agree with CrossFit necessarily. I think that the people who are succeeding at CrossFit, they're just the ones that are succeeding at CrossFit, right? I think for a lot of people, they screw up their bodies. I think they tear up their shoulders and they get a lot of injuries. And there's been reports of this. So I'm not fully on board with CrossFit, but it seems like I am because I keep on picking a fit freak that is a CrossFit athlete, like this week, which is Tia Claire Toomey Orr. Very long name. It used to just be Tia Toomey, and now it's Tia Claire Toomey Orr. So either way, she has won 2017, 18, 19, and 2020 CrossFit Games. She is a champion in all of those, and then a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, whatever that is, and a Rio 2016 Olympian. She is a beast, or a fit freak, as you would say. But again, I'm not fully on board with CrossFit, but I recognize that these people, men and women, they're some of the top athletes that we have, because they're able to, first of all, push up a decent amount of weight. Sure, they're not strong, they're not power lifters or anything like that, but they're pushing up a lot of weight. for sure, well above average weight. And on top of that, they're able to push up well above average weight. They're also able to push up moderately high weight with high repetitions, and they're able to have a really good cardio system to where they can do these different. If you ever watch CrossFit Games, and you can see they have all these different exercises within one event, and they like climb a rope, and then they pick up a bar and do snatches, 30 times or something like that. Then they go and do like some lunges with some dumbbells, and then they go and do the assault bike, and they link all these things together, and it's a race. So they have to do all these reps and whatever, and then they get through, and then they have multiple events during these games. But just watching these games, you can just kind of see like these people are the most fit. I think they call themselves CrossFit Games champions, but I think they also say the fittest on earth or something like that, or fittest in the world. And I have to kind of agree with that. And if you go to Tia Toomey, again, she has won 4 CrossFit Games. That's wild, right? So she is right at the top there with Matthew Fraser. It's very interesting to see that you have Matthew Fraser, who's won like 4 or 5 CrossFit Games in a row, and Tia Toomey has won 4 CrossFit Games in a row. It's kind of crazy that there's 2 dominating champions for one for male and one for female. You would think that it would be, it wouldn't be so dominating like that, but it is, and all power to Tia Toomey. I mean, she gets it. She's just talking on this. But if you go to her Instagram, it looks like she's bobsledding. I don't know what that. I didn't really look into. I don't look into it too much, but looks like she's trying to be a bobsledder. And look, here it is, fittest woman on earth. So yes, they call themselves the fittest people on earth. And again, I would have to. I mean, who's more fit, really? I mean, show me other people, especially in a setting like this, to where it's a competition where a bunch of people have to go through trials and whatever to get here. What other anything is doing that? And yeah, so I just wanted to, let all of you know of Tia Toomey, because she is just a freak of an athlete, and yeah, go check her out because she is straight killing it. Get that inspiration from her, and yeah, she is at Tia Claire 1, the number 1, on Instagram, and I'll everything linked down in the description box. But yeah, that's I just wanted to highlight her, let you know about her, and go check her out, because again, if you're looking for inspiration, if you're looking for, what can the human body do, or maybe you're a woman out there and you're like, what are high level woman athletes doing right now? And Tia Toomey is right at the tippy top, and you can go check her out, and you can go on YouTube and watch the CrossFit Games if you want, watch older ones, and you can see what it's all about, and maybe you can get, somewhere close to her level, or even if you get like 2 or 3 levels below her, that's still very high. But you can use her kind of as like, if you used to think that people can only go this high, and then you watch her, you go check her out, then you're like, oh wait, no, people can go up here, right? And that just opens it up for yourself to where it's if you put in the work, you put in the time, it's possible maybe you can get somewhere in that realm. And that's why I like showing people. I like showing you the fit freaks, right? I like showing you the tippy top of the athletes and the fitness people out there, so you can just raise your ceiling, right? Raise your awareness of what's possible out there. I like showing that, and that's why I also like showing the Fit Fighter of the Week, because it shows you that, Tia Toomey could have been working out for, since she was a child. She could have been working out since she was like 10 years old or something. She might not have any idea what it's like to have 50 extra pounds on her, right? It's possible. I don't know her story or anything like that, but for a lot of these high-level athletes, that's usually the case. They've been doing it ever since they were basically a child, and they almost know nothing else. You don't really hear of a high-level athlete who decided to be a high-level athlete at the age of 30 or even 25 or even 20 a little bit. But really, a lot of these people, these athletes, these high-level athletes have been doing it since they were like 10. So that's kind of hard to kind of relate to. So that's why I have the Fit Fighter there for people as well, to where you can see, hey, these people are in it right now. These people are doing it right now. These people have lost 50, 100, 220 pounds, and they're still trying to keep that weight off, and they're struggling to do that. And that's why I show you them as well. So hopefully, you take, hopefully you check these people out, and hopefully it helps you out. Let me know if it does. And next week, right, it's still going to be a tight week. It's going to be finishing up the move and everything. But everything here for this podcast, for the videos that I release on Monday, everything is, the quality is about to rise up. The tide is rising, all right? And hopefully you're coming with me. Hopefully, I thank you for sticking around this long, and let people know about it, right? But yeah, other than that, I appreciate your time today. That is the podcast for today. Thank you for stopping by. Check out these people. The links will be down in the description box for you. If you want a free workout program, either a home workout program or a program for the gym, I have a link down in the description box. It should be free whenever you're watching this, and you can go check it out. It has a breakdown of everything for you. It even has, I have links on my website. I have pages on my website to where you can actually see the specific workout. So if you don't know how to do the workout, I have explanations of the workouts, what the muscles it hits, and it has pictures of it and everything for you. And those are going to be, whenever, hopefully soon, those pictures will be turned into videos here soon. So I'm going to have a full walkthrough of, hundreds of different workouts for people. So stay tuned for that. But either way, again, have a good day. Thanks for watching. Adios.